Lady or gentleman, thank you so much for joining me on a brand new episode. If you're new here, I'm your host Rozitta. Before we get on to today's episode, I want to make a special appreciation to every one of you who has just newly subscribed to this channel. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you to everyone who has been commenting. Thank you to everyone who has been sharing on social media. Trust you me, I have really noticed what you're doing for this show. I am so grateful, and I hope as we continue growing, you are going to continue staying plugged in. Lady or gentleman, welcome somewhere. Karibu sana.
Santi, how are you doing?
I'm great.
I'm so excited about this show.
Thank
you. You know, a lot of people are getting impacted. They're getting to learn a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think, hongera. Let me start by saying this. Oh my God, I enjoyed a flight, a trip. I enjoyed. You saw that video we did with Vivi?
Yeah, the uko tu sawa.
So I got to have an opportunity to spend time with the pilot, and we were just discussing about how aviation and how they do their flights and everything. And I listened to how he was explaining everything to me, and it kind of relates with life. And how people go to places and how people pursue direction when it comes to where they want to get to.
How is the process?
Now, so this is it. So I was just, before we started the journey, the pilot told me they never take off until they know their destination.
Wow, mark the destination
first. Know your destination. Like for instance, right now, if I ask you as Rozitta, what's your destiny? Like, you know, the word destiny comes from destination.
Yes.
It's like your permanent address. It's like that place you want to be in the next couple of years.
Where I want
So
to end up.
yes, like for instance, if I ask you, Rozitta, in the next 20 years, where do you see yourself?
In 20 years.
In 20 years from now.
It's
By then you will be, by then you'll be like 30.
30 tunaiangalia hivi na macho.
Already ushafika, ushagonga your third floor. So I want to explain some of the things I learned from this pilot.
Yes.
And one of the things, like I mentioned, is he mentioned that you have to know your destiny, your destination, where you are going. Now, I relate it with life because if you ask people that same question, where do you see yourself? Because for me, I already know what I'll be doing. I even know where I'll be living. I even know the company I'll be running at 20 years from now. I have a friend of mine. Can I mention his name? He's a popular friend.
It's okay.
His name is Nameless. And beauty.
I hope he watches.
We are going to send this video to him. And he has to come to this show because he's very inspirational.
Okay.
So we were talking and he mentioned something that I found very interesting. He told me while he was in his teens, he wrote his 20 years from then a letter.
What? When he was
He wrote himself a letter. Akasema, by the time I'm 40 years, this is who I'll be. He saw himself reaching a lot of people. He saw himself with a beautiful family. He saw himself having a lot of influence and being on stage. And 20 years later, he had excelled and he had accomplished everything he had written on the letter.
Wow, you know, it reminds me of the verse that says, write your vision down.
Exactly.
Which carries, it's surely going to come to pass.
Exactly. So
he wrote it down.
He wrote it down. And it's the same thing I tell people, make sure what you want to be is as clear as you can see it right now.
Be so detailed in what
like
you want.
Even see the size of your house.
Why?
20 years from now. See even your wife. See, will she be dark skinned? Will she be light skinned? See how many children will you be having? Yeah, you have to imagine, you know, you have to see it.
Okay.
You have to see exactly how you expect yourself to be. I keep asking myself, in 20 years from now, where will my company be operating from? Will it be in Kenya? Ama itakuwa New York? Ama itakuwa China? You have to see it. You have to even see your bank account. How much will you be having your bank account? Will it be overloaded, flooded until you have to open a second account because a bill imejaa pesa, you need another pesa? No. So now, the first thing that this pilot told me, know your destination.
Yes, after knowing
so
destination.
assuming you're a pilot, You are headed to Paris.
Paris.
What's your favorite destination? Where would you like to go?
I'd love to go to Paris.
Oh my, it's a beautiful
place. And
place.
the Eiffel Tower.
Hey, I see. So now the pilot has to first know his destination. This is where I'm going. And so from now, the next thing, after knowing your destination, you need to have a flight plan.
A flight plan?
Yes.
What does that entail?
What that means is, you need to know, now that I'm going to Paris, how will I fly? From which airspaces will I use? Like for instance, you're in Nairobi, and now you have to fly all the way to Paris. So hiyo ndege itapitia Ethiopia, ipitie labda Egypt, ivuke the Red Sea at some point, iende imeingia Europe until ifikie Paris. So you need to show hiyo route itaendaje.
So get the route.
Find your flight plan. Get your route. Now the question is this. Now you know your destination. You know that in the next 20 years, this is where I want to be. Now the question is, do you have a flight plan?
I think that is what most people lack.
Yes. They need to have a plan. I know a plan is very important. And Jesus kept talking about it. I think it's in Luke that he talks about a plan. He says, if a man wants to build a tower, must he first estimate, plan, and just so that people won't complain later and say, this guy started building this tower and he didn't finish. So I think it's good. Anytime you are headed somewhere, anytime you know what you want to do with your life, have a plan. Say, for instance, I want to become one of the most influential doctors in Kenya. The first thing, you need to go to school and study.
Go to a medical school.
Second, you need to figure out, how do I penetrate the medical industry in Kenya? Who do I need to associate with? What is my strategy? So having a plan is one of the most important things. Let me tell you something about God. He loves plans. That's why he says, for I know the plans I have for you.
God is a planner.
He's a planner. In fact, this is what he always says. Commit your plans unto the Lord and he will establish them. So he has nothing to establish if you don't plan.
Wow.
There's a verse that also talks about the plans of the heart belong to man, and the reply belongs to God. So God will never reply to anything until you give him a plan. Tell him, I want this show, ya Rozitta, ikuwe a worldwide show. Once you come up with a plan and know that this is what I want to achieve, commit it to God. So having a flight plan is one of the most crucial things in getting to your destination. If you don't have a flight plan, you can never get there.
I feel like most people fail to have a plan because they rely on the will of God will take place. What do you have to say about that?
The will of God does take place, I know, but you know what it says? Faith without action is dead. So a plan without action is futile, but action without a plan is fatal. Hallelujah! Futile and fatal. No, look, what I'm trying to say is this. You cannot just wake up one day and start acting without a plan. You will kill yourself. It's like driving tu na 40 barabara, utaingia mahali tu kwa shimo. But anytime you come up with a plan and you're not acting on it, God expects you to do your part. You have a part. God does everything, but he expects you to have a part. He gives you free will.
So you need to have a plan which God will establish.
Yes, exactly.
Not saying that you're going to rely on the will of God.
Exactly.
But back to what you were talking about, why is it hard to kickstart?
Now, kickstarting, one, people need to stop living in fear, because people are scared. That's why God says, replace fear with faith. Because what happens is this: anytime you're scared of kickstarting, that means you're believing in your own strength. I've seen people who can easily start businesses, but they're not starting because they have excuses. They keep saying, you know what, I can't, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough resources, sijui, I have no... I did a video, I don't know that you follow me on Instagram, do you?
Of course.
Did you see that video I did about excuses?
Yeah.
And I was telling people, One of the reasons why people are not able to achieve and even kickstart is fear.
They are afraid.
They don't believe in themselves. And it's good to understand that you are important, you are capable, you have the abilities, you have the gifts. God gives you the tools to do things. It's up to you to believe now in yourself and say, I can do it. Let me give you examples of how people have excuses. I talked about Moses. I love that story of Moses because he was an interesting man. Now Moses, someone has reached out. Amekuja akakwambia, by the way, Rozitta, I have a serious contract, a serious tender. I want you to go and ship people from Mombasa. Watu wote wa Mombasa uwalete Kenya, uwalete Nairobi. Okay? No? Masani sio Kenya. Watu wote wa Mombasa walete Nairobi. And then badala uone hiyo ni contract, uanze kunegotiate how much God are you going to pay me for this thing. You start having excuses. But God, I am slow to speech. I stammer. How will I even go and talk to them? Will they even believe in me?
And Moses saw himself as a murderer.
He saw himself as a murderer. Yeah, he had all these excuses. Hajiamini, anaona, mimi, I'm not worth that task. Now, that is exactly what people do.
Excuses.
They deep within every person out there. They know they have a task they're supposed to accomplish. Finding that thing and then not knowing that this is what I need to put out there. Without those excuses. So your element ya kuto kickstart something is because you don't believe in yourself.
So
you don't
need to believe in themselves.
Yes, all those excuses uko nazo, cancel them. At me I'm broke, I come from a poor community, at me hata sijasomea, at what will people say about me, at I have an accent. My friend, speak with your accent.
Now, what does it take to believe in yourself? Because we've had this so much, believe in yourself, but somebody might be asking, what should I do to know that I'm actually believing in myself?
It starts from the mind. Okay. Bible says, be not conformed to the ways of the world, but be transformed by the renewing of the mind. It starts here.
Okay.
The most difficult thing, Rozitta, to change is someone's mind. Wow. The mind, yani hata God mwenyewe alishindwa kuchange watoto wa Israel. I told you, angewapitisha route yenye inge take 2 days, but these people took 40 years.
Because of their mind. You think of yourself small, you act small.
Exactly.
Wow.
Whatever a man thinketh, so is he. So if you think you are capable, you are capable. If you think you can change this country, you can change this country. Still on the flight.
Yes.
So the first thing, know your destination.
Yes.
Second thing, have a flight plan. And it doesn't matter how small or big it is. Even if you plan and grow in stages. Once you know your flight plan, the next thing is that you need to monitor your flight plan with a control tower.
Oh, monitor.
Hapo ndipo utamu iko.
Hiyo imesound tamu. Monitor your flight plan with the control tower.
Yes. So now what I mean by that is this, anytime a pilot takes off, lazima akae akisema, hi, how are you doing? Yeah, you speak like a pilot and smile. Right now, we are riding on latitude, what degrees, I don't know, altitude, I don't know what. Hizo vitu sijui wanasemani. Roger. Copy that. Kila mtu na field yake. Sasa, he has to monitor his flight plan. Akisema, sahi tuko Egypt. Sahi naona zile pyramids. He has to keep saying where he is right now, on his way to Paris. So what I mean by that is this. While you're on this journey of life, you have to be in touch with your creator, because he's the one who knows exactly where you're going. You know, the control tower can see all the other flights. Na anaona flight plan zao. So wewe kama unachezea altitude ya 35,000 feet above the sea level, anaona vizuri, ukitremka tu hivi kidogo utakutana na ndege nyingine yenye iko 30,000. So you have to keep, monitor. Make sure all the time unamuongelesha. And sometimes, like we were riding on the flight, do you say you're riding or you're flying?
let's say you're flying. So
najua sisi watu wa bodaboda tumezoea kusema riding, sasa that's why mtu wangu wa ride hajafika. Anyway, so we are flying, eh? Yeah. So on the flight, pilot nikasikia wakiongea na control tower. And then nikasikia amesema, can you slow down? Kuna words walitumia hapo, but he was being told you are moving too fast, but slow down. And I asked him, why are you slowing down? Tuko hewani, hakuna traffic huku, hakuna jam. Wewe enda. Akaniambia sikiza Sam. I listen to the control tower all the time. Ikiniambia slow down, I slow down. Without questions. That's what I'm trying to say when it comes to even this journey of life. Be in touch with your control tower. Be in touch with God. Because when he tells you slow down, he knows what he's saying. So immediately after me slow down, nikaona ndege nyingine imepita ya KQ mbele yetu. Tukiendelea na hiyo speed, we are going to be a serious collision. Now that's the same thing. How many times, Rozitta, are you told by God slow down? And he tells you, anakwambia, don't marry that dude. There's a guy you're meeting. God tells you, that dude achana na yeye. But wewe unamwambia lakini God mkuu. Nasikia siku hizi namuita mkuu. Lakini mkuu na kuuliza sasa ina chapa 40 years. Lazima nimshike kama mtu at least. Nitazeeka sana. But God ashakupangia, anataka ukuje uchukuliwe labda na mtu fulani ashapanga. But wewe unataka kuchukua yenye iko karibu. You are not in touch with the control tower.
Yeah. Wow, this is such an amazing show. Today I feel like we are scaling on high levels. Sijui kama tunaongelea mambo ya ndege ama nini, but I hope you guys are enjoying this show. We'll be back after the break. We are back, lady or gentleman. For all your photography solutions, be sure to contact Already Empire Photography. Before we went on a break, Sam West was talking to us about kickstarting so that you can be able to achieve your destiny, sorry. So he is here with us. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Leo umeamua kutufunza kabisa.
Wacha watu wasome. Tulisema ya kwanza.
Yeah. It's have a destination.
Mark your destination. Know where you're going.
Yes.
Find your permanent address. Know exactly where do you want to be in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Kitu ya pili.
Have a plan.
You need to have the flight plan. Know that you are flying us all the way to Guangzhou. In China.
Oh, that's China. All right.
So no, utapitia wapi before ufike hapo.
Yes.
Like kama ni shule, do you need to study? If kama si study, do you need to have the right people? Do you need to work in a certain company? To get to a certain direction, pata experience and all that? Ama do you need to shift your country? Kwambia kuna dreams mtu kwa nazo. You cannot be in Kenya.
You just have to shift your country.
For instance, sahi, if you really want to invest in nuclear energy, unafanya nini huku Lanet? Toka Kenya.
Hama. Given you permission. And thirdly, you said.
And then you have to monitor your flight path. So that all the time you are in touch with the tower.
Yes.
What I mean by that is be in touch with your creator.
Yeah.
Be in touch with the person who knows where you're going. Because yeye, kuna vitu anaona. Unajua ukiwa kwa flight tower, uko juu. So kuna vitu unaona yenye wengine waoni. Second, you can see where other planes are. Now where you are. But wewe mwenyewe unajiona tu. If God says stop, please stop. Akikwambia Rozitta achana na hii kazi, achana nayo. He knows why.
I think people have a very obedience is not an easy thing.
Yes.
And I think that is what makes most of the people to go ahead with what they want.
Yes. People are not obedient. And in fact, there's someone I was listening to. Nakasema kitu and I wrote it down. And I was talking about selective obedience. There are people who choose what they want to obey. instead of obeying,
Everything.
God says submit to the governing authority. What means everything that you'll be told by God, follow it. Si kusema ati juu Mungu ameniambia nifanye hivi sitafanya. We just want the good things in life. But when God tells you, I want you to go to the desert, enda uombe, utaki kusikiza hiyo.
Hapana.
Na najua vizuri in the desert is where you're going to meet your miracle. So obedience is one of the most important thing. If you are a pilot, na you are on track, kwa sababu yeye mwenyewe anaweza kuambia, by the way, right now there's turbulence. Lower your altitude. Now, the other thing, never listen to other pilots. Apart from the flight tower, the control tower. Because other pilots, unajua anytime ukisikiza, utasikia pilots wengine wakiongea. Roger. So right now I'm on 37,000 feet above the sea level, and we have a lot of turbulence somewhere in Turkana, Kenya. So sasa na wewe unapitia the same. Sasa uamue kama huo pilot mwingine ana notice kuna turbulence, who am I to be on the same? So uanze kuteremka. Now listen, unless the control tower tells you, because what they are going through does not necessarily mean you will go through the same. Nakwambia Rozitta, kuna watu wanakuambia achana na hiyo biashara. Hiyo biashara mimi I tried it. Ili nikula pesa.
I lost money.
I'm telling you.
I
wouldn't advise anyone to do that business.
Because most people say, don't wait to learn from your experience, learn from mine.
Learn from mine. Wise people don't learn from their own mistakes. They learn from other people's mistakes. And they, that's what I'm trying to say. Only listen to God, because God knows very well that this thing only Rozitta can do it.
Wow.
Usiwahi ambiwa na mtu ati don't do it because I failed. Them they failed. But that does not mean you will fail.
It doesn't warrant your failure.
Exactly. Maybe God was trying to teach them something with their failure.
It just wasn't what they should be doing.
Exactly. Maybe after they had missed their flight plan.
Yes.
Wanafaa kwa kiendesha ndege na huko sijui Denver. Na wewe uko hapo unataka kuchange because other people have failed. So one thing, never ever listen to another pilot. Listen to the control tower all the time. If God tells you, do this, do it. Even if people tell you that thing is not going to work, just do it because God has told you. Obedience to your Creator is everything.
Wow.
And I keep telling people, He's so loud.
We just need to listen.
God is ever listening, talking, and He's always waiting for you to listen. And He never speaks to you in the midst of confusion. Anytime you're confused, you're in fear, you're worried, God expects you first to be calm.
He says in the Bible, be still.
Be still. Aish, Shika.
Be still and know.
Be still and know that I am God. So anytime you listen to the control tower, things start working out. And there's something else I keep telling people. Your manufacturer is the only one who knows you why he gave you that assignment. Even other people might look at you and wonder, why is this guy doing this? I want to speak about a friend. A friend of mine who's been all over the place. Huyu jamaa alipata kazi UN. Juzi amenipiga ameniambia, Sam, I've decided to quit this job. And this guy was flying. Everywhere anaenda anapata accommodation, he sorted gari, anapewa UN, and everything he was doing was all sorted out. Then he tells me ameamua kuquit. And I'm like, why would you quit a UN job?
So there's an opening at the UN that I can maybe apply.
Sasa you know what will be happening? Wewe utakuwa ukiswitch from your flight path.
Nitahama.
Uanze kwenda flight path ya mtu mwingine.
Umetaja magari na accommodation.
Kwambia wasichana wanapenda magari. There's something about women and cars. There's always something about women and machines.
Lord, keep me on my path.
Keep you on your path.
What happens after staying in touch with God and we are trying to maintain the course of our lives?
Course of your life.
Yes.
One of the things you will notice, there are several principles that God also expects you to learn. You see, even for a pilot to fly a plane, he has to function on several principles.
Yes.
Like, God creates everything in a way that everything pushes itself. For instance, gravity.
Yeah.
If you try and jump right now, you'll come down.
You'll come down.
There's a principle of gravity that God created.
Yes.
Now, if you want to fly, you have to override that principle of gravity.
You're going against gravity.
So that means you have to engage another principle of aeronautics.
Where?
And so that you can be able to fly out. So now, this is what happens. Anytime you're trying to maintain your course, understand first, you know where you're going.
Yeah.
Maintain a few principles. There's a principle I was told about focused intensity.
Focused intensity. Tell us more about that.
Focused intensity means if you are going somewhere, don't change your mind along the way. Focus on that destination. Ni kama sahi, you have a beautiful show. A lot of people are watching this show. And it's impacting and engaging many people out there. Then one day you decide, as Rozitta, hii show, sasa wacha nianza kuita wanasiasa.
It's a lie.
So it's good, itakuletea more views,
Yeah.
itakuletea more traction, but you're deviating from what you want the show to be.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
It's good for people to understand where you're going and not to shift their mindset.
You were talking about your friend who quit the UN.
You're still there.
I'm still talking about those cards, so I want to get the full story.
So this guy, he quit his job. And guess what he wants to do now? He wants to start a children's home.
Wow.
Now, and I got to think, this guy, honestly, you are being paid for to travel across the world ili uende uanzishe children's home na huku Samburu, uwe ukikaa huko na stress, kazi ya fundraising ianze. But you know, that's exactly what God wanted him to do.
Wow.
So he had a good thing that was distracting him from what God purposed him to do.
And most people really fall for distractions.
A lot. You should always be aware of things that are not taking you. Let me give you examples of things that distract you from your journey.
Yes.
One, your family.
Oh.
Family is usually number one because family will tell you what they think you should do or what they think our daughter should become. But you know, we wanted our daughter Rozitta to become a doctor, to you know they wanted our daughter to become a lawyer.
And that is where most people go to university, graduate, and then give
just
the certificates to their parents.
Exactly.
Okay.
Number two, friends.
Hapo umegonga ndipo.
Nakwambia, I was talking to another woman ananiambia, my son is very talented. My son was supposed to be like this guy. In fact, alikuwa anasoma na this celebrity. But now, and he was even better in school than this guy. But look at him, he's gone into drugs. Because of the friends he picked. So the people that you hang around with, they determine who you'll become. There's a popular saying, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. So be very careful of the people you decide to include in your life. If someone is not edifying you, if someone is not improving you, if someone is not making your life better, someone is not challenging you, talker.
Now if you realize you're not adding into someone's life,
don't waste their life. Usi waste their life. Then the other one. Knowledge. The knowledge that you decide to invest in, it can distract you.
They say what you know is what molds you.
Exactly. What like that? Hey, what you know is what molds you.
Hata mimi nimekuinspire.
Hey, shika tano. So issue andike Sam West featuring Rozitta. Ama is it the other way around?
The show has just turned around.
So we are hosting Rozitta and Sam West. Rozitta was hosting herself. Anyway, so this is what I'm trying to say. The information you decide to consume, the books you decide to read, if they're not taking you to where you want to be, even the things you watch on TV, by the way, never ever allow anything to come inside you that is not making you to become who you're supposed to be.
Yeah, the Bible says guard your heart.
Skia sasa. Guard your heart.
Yeah, for out of it flow the issues of life.
Aish. Awesome, I like that. I like that. The other one I would like to say is the decisions you decide to make. because there's someone who said, we make decisions, but it's the decisions that make us.
Yeah, wow.
So it's good with any decision you decide to take, be aware whether it's going to lead you to where you want to go. Whatever you decide to venture on, be very careful. Ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it taking us to the next place? By the way, even your hobbies, anything you decide to engage in. For instance, I asked myself, this show yenye nafanya na Rozitta, is it edifying me? Is it taking me to the next level? Never engage in any partnership if it's not taking you to where you want to go. Never even hang around people. But I always ask myself, whoever I'm hanging around with, how are tuna chat now? Are they making me head to my destination? Even the mentors that you have in your life, even the people that you watch, even social media. Maybe the way, if you've noticed, social media yangu, I only follow people that I know will edify me.
Wow, thank
and that
you so
way
much.
We are going to be able to find ourselves in the right destination.
Amazing.
Hakuna haja mtu anakwama. And if you find yourself umekwama, always take time. And there's what is called calibration. Ushaona watu wenye fly drones, before they fly it, they calibrate it. What is calibration is getting its exact position. Even when you veered off, sometimes you go off track. But anytime you know, hata kwa barabara kuna na diversions. Na hiyo diversion, hata ukipita the wrong way, it takes you back to the route.
Somehow you'll go back to the main road.
If you know very well, let me speak to someone today. If you know right now you're feeling like you've deviated, you've lost your track, your course, and you feel like right now, I don't know where I am. I don't know where I'm headed to. Calibrate. Do you know how you calibrate? By talking to the control tower. Reach out to your creator. Mwambie, right now, maybe I feel confused. I feel like I don't know where I'm headed. I'm in a frustration state. I feel frustrated.
Tuache kujaribu kuongea Kizungu nyingi.
Si show tufanyane na Kikuyu. Tutashindanga hapa kila saa tunangangana. Najua anytime I speak English for the whole day, mimi uchoka kichwa, naumwa na kichwa na kunywa Panadol.
Next time tuleta Panadol.
There's a time I used to live in Australia. Nilikuwa na kunywa Panadol kila jioni. Juu unashinda ukiongea na wazungu. Alafu unajua mimi I think in Kikuyu. Hata kuota, mi wota na Kikuyu. So anytime mtu anakuongelesha na Kizungu, you tell people, be yourself.
Let's go to that frustrated person.
So this is what I'm saying.
Any
frustrated person out there, and you know you've lost your compass, your direction, hujui coordinates zako ziko wapi. Unajua saa hii you've deviated, you wanted to become this, umekuwa pregnant, ni sawa. It's just called a diversion. You can always get back on track. Umefutwa kazi, this is what you wanted. Maybe you started drinking, ukapotea njia kidogo, ama you did anything. Hata watu wenye wako in prison right now, I'm hoping guys watch this. And the people who are feeling like mimi nimeshikwa, nimekwama mahali, siwezi saidika. Hakuna mtu wezi saidika. It doesn't matter wherever you are right now. You can still find your calibration, your compass. Speak to the control tower, who is God, and atakupea njia, and he's always listening.
Wow, you've had it all. You have spoken it all.
Where do we drop the mic?
Fanya tu hivi juu hatuna ile physical. Wow. Lady or gentleman, that was some West for you. I believe you have learned so much today. I feel I'm personally inspired. If perhaps you have a question that you love him to address, just feel free to comment it, and I'm pretty sure he is going to address it. Thank you so much for your time, Sam West. Leo, thank you so much for inspiring us.
Karibu.
Looking forward to having you next Friday.
No problem.
Asante sana for your time.
You're welcome.
Remember to share this video with your friends, your families, so that they can also benefit from it. And if you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe, and also turn on your post notifications for notifications every time we premiere a new video. Until next time, I'm your host, Rozitta. Bye, guys.
Kwaheri.